President William Ruto campaigned on the basis of bottom-up, which was to be fulfilled through setting up the Hustler Fund. While there is nothing wrong with this, it needed to comply with the Public Finance Act. The president wants to borrow now 20 billion shillings from World Bank and EU in order to be borrowed by the hustlers that has a default rate of 92%. There is also the allocation of 10 billion in the 2023-2024 Kenya budget. Our concern that even the money that government says they had put in the Hustler Fund, they had not put, and trying to use depositors' money, which is the banks they're using, and shareholders of the private firms' money to further a political agenda is not in compliance with good corporate governance. The latest statistics has it that there is a default rate of 3 billion in 9 months. Operation Shinda Jamii had submitted a petition at the High Court last time calling for oversight and accountability. But President William Ruto seemed to have embedded cotton wool in his ears, so he doesn't listen to us. The Hustler Fund came as a campaign promise like manna from heaven, effectively killing Youth Fund, Uwezo, and Women Enterprise Fund, which at least had legal frameworks to protect those funds. Hustler Fund has no legal backing. It is a phantom. It has no accountability system. It is a slush fund from the opportunistic politics like muzzling the alternative. This administration has decided that politics is their business and politics is expensive. Hustler Fund is only the beginning. They are now restructuring help, NHIF, sugar industry. They will move to NSSF and RBA, etc. That is why we need court to set the right precedents. That one cannot just do whatever he or she wishes in disregard to the Constitution. If the Honorable Court do not pronounce itself, our taxes will fund very funny politics in this country, obviously at the expense of the economy. Those waiting for economic intervention from President William Ruto on his bottom-up economic model should read the sign on the wall. None is coming, as 2027 campaign has begun and Hustler Fund is being used for that purpose. Remember, when Deputy Chairperson and Leader of Opposition Mwai Kibaki accused Moi Kanu regime of stealing 180 billion of our taxes every year, we believed him because signs were all over the place. Even now, signs are all over. Believe me, we are losing 720 billion shillings every year under this administration to corruption. Truth is, the deception that is Hustler Fund is not isolated. It is another Talanta Hela that President William Ruto launched in fanfare, only for his basic CAS to say in Parliament the other day that is yet to be launched, after UDA's own Deputy Speaker, Madam Sholei, raised the red flag. Hustler Nation is deception. The biggest scam we have ever seen in Kenya. Wool over our ears and eyes will raise the red flags, but it's upon the Honorable Court to give direction. As Operation Shinda Jamii, we are Solomonic enough to shout, smoke, smoke, smoke. It is the responsibility of the public to spot the fire, or not, they'll burn recklessly. God knows that we need critical voice at this time. That is why we filed a petition that seeks to challenge the constitutionality and the validity of the Hustler Fund, a well-orchestrated scheme meant to siphon monies from the public coffers disguised as a financial inclusive fund. The government of Kenya, through legislative supplementary number 91, dated 23rd day of November 2022, appropriated 50 billion shillings through a supplementary appropriation to the small and medium enterprises as well as individuals, and as up to until the time we are filing this petition, disbursed 12.5 billion shillings and continues to disburse that fund. Consequently, the said Hustler Fund, according to the government of Republic of Kenya, through Dr. David Nji, the chairperson of the President's Economic Council and advisor, they said this is a private fund, despite the fact that taxpayers' money is being used to finance it through the supplementary appropriation under Article 223 of the Constitution of Kenya to operationalize the fund. Therefore, the running and the management of the fund by undisclosed sector member is a violation of Article 201 of the Constitution, whose structures are that public finance of the Republic of Kenya is to be open, accountable, and should be entrenched participation of the people of Kenya in the financial matters. The said opaqueness by the government of Kenya in the running and management of the Financial Inclusion Fund is a violation of the principles of public finance, which dictates that public finance in the Republic of Kenya should be open, accountable, and inclusive, and Kenyans must participate in it fully before it has been enacted. Additionally, the respondents, which is the executive, opaqueness in the administration, management and running of the fund will ultimately erode various principles entrenched in the Constitution if left unchecked, contrary to the structures of the law and the Constitution of Kenya.